Well, I'm annoyed. I just recorded this tutorial for 20 minutes. It crashed and would not render. Meh. Right, okay. So if any of this looks different to what it did before, that's why. You all know now. But yeah. So we're going to jump right in. In this tutorial, we're going to look at adding a database to your website. Nearly 98% of all websites have some sort of storage or database. So we're going to make a database. It's really simple. If you don't know what a database is, don't worry. We're going to get to absolutely everything. And by the end of it, you're going to be able to read everything and understand it all. Now, we're going to learn multiple languages in this tutorial, and it may get really confusing. So, first language we're going to look at is HTML. Now, we've already studied HTML. It's all this stuff here. So, less than sign, body, more than sign, less than slash, head to end head, stuff like that. It's all the basics, you know, everything we already know. So, I'm going to just neaten this out because I like it when it's neat. But yeah, so, there we are. So we have our HTML right there. Look, you can see it, it's neat, it's all looking good. So, there's my neat HTML. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this table here. And actually I found something cool, I didn't know it, but you know if you merge all these tables, merge, a word space, look. Right, anyway, so what we're going to do is first language we're going to learn. Don't worry about that for now, I will explain what those are later. These things here, so less than sign, exclamation mark, dash dash, creates comments. End the comment with dash dash exclamation mark more than sign, like that. So, yeah, really simple there, just comments, don't worry about that for now. Boom. So, the first thing we're going to learn is HTML, which is here. You've seen it, you understand it, it's really easy. We all know it. So, the second language we're going to learn is something called CSS. And basically CSS is used for styling. That's all it's used for, making your website look really nice. That's what it's used for. The third language we're going to learn is PHP. Now the opposite to PHP is ASP, but it doesn't matter. ASP is Microsoft only. You have to develop it on a Windows machine. PHP can be developed on any system. So it's really good. PHP is more widely used, although ASP has a lot more features to it. But yeah, so ASP is another time. Anyway, so we're going to learn PHP, which is basically the code which connects to your server, gathers the data and brings it back. But the gathering data is also conjoined with something else, another language called SQL or SQL. We will be using this, but don't worry, these are all really easy languages. So, recap on this. HTML, all this bit here is just how your HTML's got to start. Then head, that's for anything in your title or stuff they won't see. So, meta tags, that's basically how they search through Google and everything. Don't worry about that for now. I don't usually put it in, but Dreamweaver does. Title, that's the title of your page. So when your page is in Google up here, see, they've set this to free hosting, no ads, SQL5, stuff like that. Really easy. Body, that's basically everything on your web page, which they will see. P is a paragraph, which means move it down. So you can see no paragraph if I go back in. In fact, if I go to split, you can see it while I do it. Come here and put a P and end it with a P. It moves it down. It's a P tag. Really simple. See? Okay, I'm just going to fix one big disadvantage of Dreamweaver. It has a lot of bugs. But yeah. So, I'm going to put this back down here because apparently it doesn't want me to have comments either. Boom. So there we go. So, we have everything there. Apparently it's also took out my HTML tags. Thanks, Dreamweaver. But yeah, there's not really any other good equivalent to Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver is the industry standard unless you use Notepad. But I just like the fact it shows you. But yeah. So, first thing, let's start. We're going to look at div tags. Now, div tags are one of the most used things you can use. And basically, it's a nice way to organize how your website will lay out. So, the first thing we're going to do is a couple of lines down. I'm going to put less than sign. I need to going to zoom in. So, edit, preferences, fonts, and I'm going to change the font up to like 24, 22. There we go. Now you can have a nice view of it. So I'm going to type div, which is basically, I don't know what it stands for, but it lays your website out. And we're going to give it a name or an ID. So we're going to call ID equals, and I'm going to call it superhero names. So there's my ID. So I can close it off, come down, and then end my div tag. Right there, look. So anything in here will be inside this div tag. So name, age, in fact name, power, anyway. And I go up here. So as you can see, it's in a box, look. Really nice. But let's give that box a border. Really simple. So all we're going to do is add some CSS to it. Now this is really simple. There are 2 ways we can do it. Well, 3 ways. There are 3 different types of CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. And all it is literally, if you take it off your website, it looks like that. It looks crap. You add it to it, it'll give it funky colours, a background, all that stuff. So there are 3 ways you can do it. 1, you can put all your CSS inside your head here, but you'll have a really long page. So that's not often the best way. Another way is you can add it to each individual one. So if we were to add it here, so CSS la-di-da-di-da, it would work for this box only. That's right, what we want. But then if you add a body here, it wouldn't work so well. The best one you can use is you make another file. But I'm going to show you I'm going to show you 2. I'm not going to show you the head one. I don't see the point in it. So in here, div ID, we're going to type style equals, and we're going to put 2 speech marks, just like that. Now inside these speech marks, we can type CSS. So if I type border dash style and put a colon, it'll give me choices. So I can choose which type of border I want. So if I choose solid and press semicolon, you can see I now have a solid border. If I were to put, say, dashed, dotted, that'll do. You can see I have a dotted border. And dashed, you just choose what you want. Usually it's just like solid. People choose solid or make their own. See? So choose what you want. So I'm going to choose solid. Now, let's change the colour of the border. So what you can do is type border dash colour. It's American style colour. So, yeah. And then put a colon. And if I press the hashtag symbol, it'll let me choose a colour. If you don't press the hashtag, you can just choose colour. Choose what you want. So if I choose bright red and put a semicolon, you must put a semicolon if you want to do another one. You can see I have a red border. Let's best between that. I have a red border. It will give me a red border eventually. So the reason it's not showing is because I didn't have solid spot right. So you can see I have a red border now. I'm going to stick with a black border. I like black borders. In fact, I'm going to make it slightly greyish. Dark grey. There you go, dark greyish border. And now, the final thing I'm going to show you, all you have to do literally is press space and it'll show you everything you can do with it. I've not used them all, I doubt anyone has ever used them all, but you can. You can make it bounce around if you really want to. But yeah, last one I'm going to show you is border, dash, and then I'm going to show you radius. Now it's not really radius. Radius usually means width, it doesn't mean width. By radius in this, it means curves. Curvature. Really cool. So if I were to type here 5px, 5px is what you have to use. Just put px. You don't have to put 5, you can put 50 if you like, but px is what you have to use. So if I go to design, you can see, yeah, I have a slight rounded, oh yeah, you have to run it, I remember. Press F12 to run it, and you should see I have a slight rounded border right there. You can't see it. Let's change it to 50 and show you what it looks. In fact, 30. Let's show you what it looks like at 30. Dreamweaver doesn't show it, which is not good. But yeah, as you can see, can you see it now? Yeah, you can see it now, can't you? So I'm going to change it to 15, because I like 15. So, that's one way you can do it. CSS. Really simple, yeah? So what I'm going to do is show you the next one now. Really easy. What you can do is you go up to here, CSS styles, or go to window, CSS styles. You can do it yourself. I like to use this to start me off. And click this new CSS rule button right here. Have I still got my zoom on? Nope. Okay. If that happens, just click refresh. Click new CSS. And right here, it's going to say choose the name for your selector. A selector is the type of CSS you're going to apply it to. So, you can apply a CSS to body if you like. Any of these tags, with open tag, close tag, div ID, superhero names, body, HTML, you can apply a one to it. It's called a selector. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this H4 here, and just call it superhero names. So if I cancel this off, get rid of that, and select superhero names, click refresh, add, it'll select superhero names for me. This will give you a description if you want to add one, you don't have to. Choose where your rule will be defined. Choose new style sheet, okay? So click that, and then wait for it. ID, make sure it says ID, don't select anything else. Superhero names, click OK, and then it'll say where do you want to save it. Now the way I usually save it is I create a new folder called scripts, and I call it CS style sheet. Call it style sheet then, and then just click save. And it'll say, well, what do you want to do with this superhero names? Now this is an easier way you can do it. Instead of manually typing everything, you can actually do it all in here. So, same for all. I'm going to type in here, then, style will say solid, we'll say 15, and we'll say black, right there. In fact, we'll say red, right there. And then the type, we'll leave it at that. Click OK, and then it's not going to do anything. As you can see, it's not doing anything. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. Because, if we, see this is CSS. Really simple. So it lays it out differently as well. That's one thing I don't like about Dreamweaver. So what we can actually do is, when there's code on the actual thing, it's called Inline CSS. Now, Inline CSS overrides any other one. So now if I take it off, you can see it's red. If I put it back on, it overrides it and says, no, I'm telling it what to do. So if you don't want, that's why it's bad to do. So if I put this here, and get rid of this style, boom, and get rid of that, boom, boom, get rid of that. And you can get rid of this char set as well. So there's your CSS. So hashtag, and it should give you a list of stuff what you want to do. Okay, no, it won't. It usually does. Superhero names, that's the name of the tag. And then border, you tell it what you want it to be. Really simple. And div tags are really, really useful because you can also do this. So if you type width, colon, 50%, put the percent sign, semicolon, it will always, always, always adjust to 50% of your monitor screen. Always. So if you want to make your website adjustable to mobile devices, and if this decides to load today, I will show you. So it loaded, there you can see 50% of my website at all time will be devoted to that until you can go no more. So it'll always go to 50%. So it's really helpful to lay out, and if you don't understand it, I'll show you again in a minute. So right there we've got it set up. So that's CSS. There are loads you can do to CSS. You can even set the height if you really want. So height we will say 100% of the screen. So again, CSS doesn't show. Why is F12 not working? There we go. It's going really slow. So height won't go down, but it means 100% of whatever's there. So if I were to go here like this, it will cover 100% of whatever's inside of it. It may sound strange to any program as soon as it does this automatically, but it's there. So as you can see, 100% of whatever. So if I were to go, it'll still do 100% width-wise. That's the confusing thing. But yeah, so now you have that. It goes all the way around. So you can colour this as well if you really want. Yes, this tutorial is about CSS for now. I figured I should probably show you. So, here if we go background, and then we will choose colour, and then choose a colour, we will choose, please don't choose green, we'll choose greyish. Must put a semicolon on, it ends the line. As you can see, power. And right here, we've actually not specified what font size, what font type these are. So if I were to take all these up and get rid of all the, where is it? Why have we lost enemy? Enemy. I hate Dreamweaver sometimes, sorry. If we come here and type above this, H1, and then below it type H/1 to close it off, you will see that these now have fonts, so H1. So if we come here, P/P, put this on after everyone, and put this after everyone. You must end all tags you create, you must. So name, you'll put it all in new paragraphs. Now let's change what that looks like. So what we're going to do is create a style for this. So if we go down, type H1 without the hashtag, and in here we can actually tell what this H1 to behave like. So if we don't want it black, type colour, add a colour, and we will say now white. See, you can control your entire website from this. There are some websites that actually nearly only just use CSS because it's that simple. People love doing CSS. You can make so many things. Please, yeah. So you can do loads. You can even specify your font if you like. Font, yeah. And then look right there, you can choose what font you want. But you've got to choose one of three. The reason you do this is because it checks if it doesn't have font 1, it chooses the nearest one to it. If it doesn't have that, it chooses the nearest one, otherwise it'll crash. So every single computer has Arial, so you can choose Arial if you like. There you go, every computer. There we go. So it's really an easy way to shape your website, and it will align properly. So that's a basic cover on CSS. CSS is really useful when you want it to be. Other times it's a pain, but it's good if you learn it. There are jobs only for CSS sometimes. It's really powerful language, and every single person uses it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.